What's going on? What's going on, Chris?
What isn't going on?
Well, tell me what's going on. Sports Biz Podcast. Sports Biz Podcast. Here we are at the University of New Haven at WNHU going live. This is the live version of the show. I have a couple one-on-ones, interviews with influencers coming up on my one-on-one segments of the show, but this is a live broadcast, our live version, which we have different features. As you know, if you're first joining us, we do talk a little bit of sports, a very small piece of it. Then we have other segments that are about current events, things that we make up, top 10s. We do zero fact checking. We never are on time for any show. What else? And we're bringing the show on live, where we're bringing them out into the community this summer. If you're in the Northeast and in Connecticut, and especially West Haven area, West Haven, Connecticut area, we will be live this July at the Blue Horse.
Letting us out of the cage.
They're letting us out.
Out of the cage, into the public.
I know. Yeah. So,
who knows what could happen?
Who knows what could happen? All right, brother. So we have some things to talk about. The last time we were on, we talked about a top 10 for the best summer
Ice Cream Man items.
Ice Cream Man items,
yes.
Which then led us to today's show, which is going to be, first of all, you want to talk a little bit, little sports before we get going?
Yeah, I got a couple things.
All right.
A couple things. But to preview,
yes,
it'll be my top 10 list of songs with the word summer in the title. That's what I did.
Got it.
Not my top 10 favorite summertime songs. I challenged myself.
Yeah.
Summer is in the title of the song.
Got
the
it.
word summer.
Got it.
It was easy and hard at the same time.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So before that, let's talk about some sports news.
All right, first one, let's get this. I don't want to say out of the way in a bad way, but it's a big topic. U.S. women's soccer. Congrats,
Yeah.
World Cup winners.
Yeah.
Of course, there's controversy.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
what's your take on it? Just from a pure business standpoint.
I'm all for fair compensation.
Yeah.
So I understand both angles here.
Yeah.
But, and again, this is talk about the pinnacle of not fact checking.
Yes.
I have not checked any facts.
This is it.
The way I read this, the men obviously get compensated more for playing on the U.S. team. Is that's accurate, right?
So for the U.S. men's team, and I just found this out yesterday, for them winning the cup, if they won the World Cup, they would be compensated $1 million.
Okay.
1 point whatever.
Each. But their base for being on the team is what, 250, I think? 250K?
That's the women. So the
women
are
250.
So the women won the World Cup.
And they get 250.
They get 250.
Okay. So a couple of these are all abstract facts,
right,
that I know about this. From what I understand, the men, with the salary they would earn for winning, get a less percentage of the gross profit than the women do, if that makes sense. So
it does.
Someone was talking about this yesterday. So the men get a less percentage. I think it's 16% of what they generate. So the women, I think, get up to 16%. They get 16% of what they generated, of what the whole thing generated. They get 16%. The men get 9%.
Yeah.
So how does that equate to inequality? It does in the sum, but if their product is making more money, whose fault is that? Is that this is my question. It's not a statement. It's not even an opinion. This is my question. Is that a bias in terms of sex? Because that would be saying, like, you and I have, let's say one day, this is fictitious, obviously, you and I have a bitter dispute, and this radio powerhouse that we've created, this podcast powerhouse, splits into two, right?
Right.
We work the same hours, do the same nights, the same days.
Right.
Which this would probably happen, end up making much more money than you, generating much more revenue than you. Do you have an argument saying that you should be generating as much money as me because or being compensated as much as me?
In the for-profit space,
Yeah.
that is 100% how it works.
Correct.
In the government, nonprofit, national governing body space, it doesn't work that way.
Agreed.
Obviously.
Agreed.
Right? So I think the question comes down to if we knew the economics behind the men's and women's team. Now, from what I do understand, again, zero fact checking, is that they work off of separate P&Ls. They're working off of separate budgets, even though they're
Yes.
both represented by USA Soccer. Right? So they're falling underneath the national governing body.
But they're their own entity either way.
They're their own entity. So their broadcast rights deals are done separately. The sponsorship rights deals are done separately. The expenses are done separately.
Right.
If they put them into one bucket, if it was true to be, and it would be hard to do that.
Sure.
Right? It would be very difficult to do that, in a sense. But is it doable? I'm sure other countries do it as well. But if the economics to that is all mushed together, then I 100% agree that they deserve exactly the same amount.
Me too.
Right? Because they're not in a pro league. They're representing the United States of America.
Yep.
So if you are on the U.S. ski team, right, do you get the same amount of money and prize money that you got to win it, right?
Right.
But it's a different dynamic because they get to go out and sign their own sponsorship deals and all that. So from the men's and women's soccer team perspective, if the economics don't match up, and I have it very hard to believe. Yeah, we're talking soccer, Dave. I find it very hard to believe that ticket sales, viewership, and sponsorship sales are the same in revenue in women's as it is for men. I just think that there's more viewers globally on the men's side. I just think I think it's safe to assume that.
Well, that's what I was
Right.
listening to someone talk about yesterday.
So the broadcast deals are obviously going to be much grander.
Much.
The ticket sales are going to be so much higher.
Yep.
Right? So, because I just can't see them selling out Japan versus Argentina in women's soccer.
No.
Maybe they would. I don't know, but I doubt it. I think they sell out every game in men's. I would assume. So if the economics don't make sense under the P&L structure that they have it right now, that's a question for whoever's, I would assume that, if you can't make the money work because it's a separate P&L, so if you're paying them all $1 million or $1.5 million, does it make money? Is
Right.
it profitable?
Right.
And by the time you're paying support staff and everything else and training and travel, and does it make money? I don't know. It must not if they're only, if they're not paying them that. So, but it's going to open up and have this discussion now of why can't we blend them all together? Because it still is USA Soccer. And USA Soccer includes a men's and women's team, and that money is pulled together. And here's what the salaries are going to be if you, or the bonuses or whatever the pay structure is.
Yep.
Where they get I don't know how they get paid. If they make the team.
Yeah,
I don't know if they get paid stipends. I'm sure they're all independent contractors.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
How would you feel about that? So let's just say, like you're saying, we combine everything, we structure it where everything's equal, but then you're going to get, if we're accurate about the fact that the popularity of the men's side of it generates vastly, vastly more income, right?
Well, what's college athletics is structured the same way.
Well, don't I know?
Men's basketball and football, right? At
Correct.
the big 50 schools,
Yep.
support their other 25 sports.
Right, but they don't do it equally.
They don't. Yeah.
So
So you use the model.
Nick Saban does
Yeah.
not get paid the same salary as pick a female coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
So because
economics.
because he generates
More money,
money
revenue.
for the institution, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know what the answer is. I just feel like when I heard the fact that the men actually make a less percentage of the money they're bringing in than the women, then I think you get paid based on what you're generating.
Yeah.
Right? Like, is that? I know it's not fair, but I don't know. What can you do?
I think
Or is it not fair?
in a sense it's different. From a coach and a college coach's scenario than a national governing
Sure.
body. I don't know if it's based on percentages or it's just a flat rate, but again, I think if it's a national governing body and you're talking about athletes and they all fall under the same umbrella and the same budget and the same economic model, then 100%. If they're putting the same time, the same effort, they have the same challenges. They should 100% be paid, compensated the same based on performance, if that's what it's based upon.
Right.
You win, you're going to get paid. You get a stipend for being they probably have a flat rate stipend for
assume.
traveling, for practicing, for whatever. You got paid X amount of, preliminary games, qualifying tournaments.
Right.
And then if you win, it's the bonus prize of the pool of money that you're going to get off of that I assume that the governing bodies have to pay themselves. It's not coming from FIFA.
Exactly.
So, that's all broadcast money, sponsorship dollars, ticket revenue, share revenue, licensing deals. It's all of that. So I agree from that standpoint. I do agree from their point of there has to be that same payment, regardless of whether that economic model is the same or not, if they're under one umbrella. So, do we exhaust that subject?
I think. I don't know if we answered any questions. No. It's just a topic, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't, listen, it's not an argument I want to get into. I don't understand. In my mind, I think what you said is right, too. If you are training the same, putting in the same amount of time, playing the same sport, representing the country in the same way, then maybe uniformity is the thing, right?
100%. And then it's got to go across all national governing bodies. So the USOC has to figure out how to make that happen, regardless of economics.
That's why we talk things out.
Yeah. So if you
that's how I feel.
So
right
if you
now.
have female, let's look at the other side. So if you have female figure skaters, because you never hear them talking about it, right? So if you have female figure skaters, again, I don't know how the economics works behind that. Female figure skaters, without a doubt, is way more popular.
Yes.
Right, than male figure skaters from a viewership, because you have 90% female audience.
Can you name a male figure skater?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill besides him?
Yeah. Oh no, they had that kid last year, Ripon.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
You're scaring me.
Well, I got 3 daughters, or 2 daughters. Okay, I hid behind that. The fact that I couldn't probably name one starting pitcher of Major League Baseball, but I could tell you of male figure skaters.
Two male
figure skaters. That is, I just eliminated myself from this whole show.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it. It's pathetic. All right, let's talk about.
We're even now, by the way, with me not wanting to grill ever.
Yes,
barbecue.
We are
so
even.
We're even. Let's just call that a wash, please. Now, right? Actually, I may be up in this one. That was
that was bad. God, could I edit that out of a live version? Oh man! All right, so what do we got?
I got 3 letters for you. 3 letters.
Yeah.
NIL.
NIL.
Name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
I think it was last week. NCAA announced that they're putting together a working group.
I heard about this, yeah.
To examine issues related to athletes' names, image, and likeness. I don't know where it goes. It goes back to the compensation of student athletes. It goes back to, you're selling their jerseys, you're putting them in video games, you're putting them on ads, posters, all those things. That's name, image, and likeness to profit, right? I agree that it should get dispersed in some way, shape, or form to the person, namely the student athlete. I just don't know how you would do it.
I think you could do it. It's a great point. I do agree with you 100% that if they are going to, it's one thing as a team, but it's a different thing as an individual, because you should, even though you're performing on that team's behalf.
Yeah.
I do think there should be some type of there should be some kind of deferred compensation model based upon
Post-graduation?
Post-graduation.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, or as they leave the school, or almost like an insurance policy.
Yeah.
You know, you get hurt,
Yep.
you take out an insurance policy
Yep.
for what, you know, your future earnings would have been. That's sitting there. You have a option to donate that back to the athletic department,
Right.
or put it as a scholarship under your name, or you could take that and just let it ride and throw it over into a 401k account. I just think it's I think that part of it has to be, you know, part of the whole compliance, NCAA compliance piece. But yes, it should happen.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it should be rolled into a postgraduate, or when you exit the institution, you know, whether you go play professionally, whatever that case is.
You need to, you need to take one more semester,
Right.
whatever, and come back after you leave to go play.
Yeah.
You know, and you
Yep.
still have a semester short. Well, that's sitting there for you,
Yeah.
and you can use that any way you want. Here's your options.
Yeah.
How do you want to use it? We'd love for you to donate it back,
Right.
put it back into
That'd
the
be
program.
That'd be number one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just
Fine.
think, or you can invest it in our school venture fund. So we're going to invest in our engineering students that are having these app startups or AI or whatever, virtual reality, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Some software or apps, and we want you to pump them back into the school somehow. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. I don't know if it's ever going to fly.
You never know.
Yeah.
You know, everything is changing.
That is true.
You know, everything in higher ed is changing. So
Yeah. You can never say never anymore.
no,
As we know.
Yeah, it's non-traditional. So yeah, very good.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that is going to be just to see what they kind of formulate and see, because then you got to have different levels. Your better players are going to get obviously more,
Yeah.
or should,
Yep.
or should they not? It kind of goes back to the men's and women's soccer thing, right? Like, should they not? Who knows?
I mean, right now it just goes back. You know, it's a licensing deal, right, with IMG, or
Yes.
you know, so Learfield,
Yeah.
right? So they're doing licensed merchandise, licensed product, anyways. They're selling
Yeah.
in the stores. People are buying it online. They're going to fan whatever,
Right.
And you know, there's number 10. You know, Solano, the starting quarterback from the slot receiver for Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's buying it.
I would.
You know, I would too.
Yeah. And it's true.
Yeah. Anyways,
We'll see.
all right. What do we got? Is that it for our sports wrap up?
I mean, we did a solid, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's probably more than we've been doing.
Yeah. Right.
We're
Yeah.
sports biz filled today, actually.
Sports. Yeah. Sports bills filled. We get a little
Filled.
round of applause.
Filled with it. All right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. Our last show before the holiday,
Yeah.
we did do strength and conditioning, which
Yeah.
was...
Yeah. Yeah.
Check out the number of views on that one, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yes.
Skyrocketing. I'd like to take full credit for that.
You should.
I'll also, just to go back to that topic of the Ice Cream Man, 4th of July,
Yeah. Perfect time.
at my buddy's house, I hear the music. That unmistakable music that sounds like the clown head is like falling off the truck, and it's like playing, but it's like a little slower than it should be.
Yeah.
And I said, that's the Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
So I went with the SpongeBob ice cream, or ice pop bar,
Yeah.
number 5 on the list.
Yeah.
Took a picture, just practiced
Saw
what
it.
I preach,
Saw it.
and that was that.
Good man.
That was that. So we're going to get into,
All right. So as we segue over into our
and I'm going to tell you something else. I have top 10 songs. This is top 10 songs with the word summer in the title. Okay?
Gotcha.
Great song, by the way.
Yeah. This is our segue music into our top 10. This
Yes.
is our top 10
Great pick.
theme
Great pick.
music. Top 10 theme music. Here it is.
But these are not, by no means, some of these songs I like a lot. Actually, most of them I like a lot.
Yeah.
This isn't my top 10 songs of the summer for me.
Right.
Like, I didn't grow up and these songs make me think of summer.
Yeah.
I stuck to having the word in the title. Okay?
Gotcha.
What I also did at 6:23 a.m.
Yeah.
on July 7th. You got a 2-year-old, you're up. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I started to compile a top 10 list of my favorite summer concerts of all time that I attended. So, is that a teaser? Maybe. It's maybe a teaser. Maybe I'm teasing you.
Yeah.
I'm teasing you a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm dangling the carrot. Is that what I'm doing? The carrot is out?
You're a carrot dangler.
So that could probably be next episode.
All right.
I have 2 more slots, and it's a gunfight right now. I have a solid 8. I have 2 more slots, and it's getting hard now.
All right.
But
Fair enough.
Next episode,
Yeah.
here's the carrot.
Yeah.
Next episode, it'll be done.
Okay.
Top 10
Top 10.
concerts that I attended in the summertime. I will give you a ballpark of how many concerts I've attended in my life in 42 years. This is ballpark. Ballpark. And I don't even know if I'm close, but ballpark. 200
That's
plus.
impressive. That's impressive.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's true.
That's impressive.
So,
Does that include a Donnie and Marie concert? And
no.
Okay.
No, my first concert, I think we spoke about this once, was
we did.
Motley Crue.
Yeah. Yeah, you started off
Very
strong.
young age.
Yeah, you started off strong.
You talk about jumping in the deep end, right?
You started off strong.
I think I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
5th grade, Motley Crue. Motley Crue and Warrant. I don't know if you remember Warrant.
I do.
So,
All right, let's get to it. Top 10 songs that have summer in them
for today,
for today.
this is what we're working with.
Yeah.
I did 11.
Okay.
This one did not make the list.
Yeah.
I do like it. It is not something you would think I would like. It's not something that would be on my playlist.
Yeah.
It's not something that anyone would ever mistake as a song that I would even think about or talk about, but
Yeah.
it missed a 10, but I wrote it down. It got an honorable mention. We're in that world, right, of participation medals.
Yeah.
Here's my participation medal.
Yeah.
Right? Summer Breeze by Seals and Croft.
Oh man, that is a good one. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
contemporary. Would you say it's contemporary? Is it contemporary music? Is it,
I would. Yeah.
right?
It's a song that you drive. You're on your way to Little League practice in 1975.
Yeah.
And your dad's got it on. It's Saturday morning
Right.
at 8 o'clock, and he's playing this tune.
100%.
Right.
That's true. Right. Right.
Before Dunkin' Donuts.
Especially if he was like an accountant. Especially
Yeah.
if he was like,
Yeah.
you know. Right. He worked at Radio Shack.
Yeah, he's smoking a butt.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You don't have a seatbelt on.
Probably
You're
non-filtered.
non-filtered. Right.
Yeah, no seatbelt.
Drinking a Coke.
Seatbelt.
Drinking a Coke out of a glass bottle.
100%. You're probably laying across the back seat.
Right.
Like no seatbelt.
Nah, get your glove over your head. It's 85 degrees.
Yeah.
The windows are down.
100%.
Smoke is blowing in your face from your dad's cig. Lucky Strike. And this song is cranking.
Right.
Yeah. Love it.
So that was
That's your
my
participation
That's my
award?
participation award. Now,
Yeah.
again, they get different.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
that was my
That was a good one,
participation.
though. Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll start with number 10. We're going 10 to 1 as we always do.
Yeah.
1 is the finale.
Yeah.
Number 10. Summertime Blues, originally done by Eddie Cochran, covered by many bands including The Who.
Wow.
Song about
Alan Jackson.
yeah, this song was covered multiple times. Song about, you know, how much of a bummer it was. You had to work all summer, you know. The roots of rock and roll.
Roots of rock and roll. Eddie Cochran. Wow.
Yep. Which I believe this originally was 1958, I believe.
Yeah.
Don't quote me because I don't fact check, but I think it was 58.
A lot of people did this song.
Sure.
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
Number 10.
Yeah, number 10.
Number 9. By a man who recently retired from show business to never perform again. You took the words right out of my mouth. Hot Summer Night by Meatloaf.
Did he retire?
Yes, he officially retired. I think he's going through some things. His performances, he was doing a lot of Vegas stuff, and they were just not good, unfortunately. And I think he officially announced that he is no longer performing.
Really?
Yeah. Any Meatloaf song to me is just such a production
Right.
that I just...
It's like a Broadway play.
And the guy's completely insane. Like, in terms of a performer.
Yeah.
Extremely talented.
Yeah.
It just... It's... He was the Chris Farley of talented musicians. Like the way you know what I mean?
He
Like
was.
the way he was so physical. He was fat and sweaty.
Yeah.
But the talent is
Unbelievable.
unmistakable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're all the same to me. It's all just such a climactic. It's a 1-act, 2-act play. Every song.
He was Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that time.
Yeah. I mean, realistically.
Yeah, he looks like he ate Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, or the planet Mercury. But hey, listen, we don't fat
judge
shame ever.
We don't
Ever.
No, or fact check.
No, and I'm not. There's no way I'm calling the pot calling the kettle black here.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yep.
Like,
all right. What else we got? So that was number 8.
That was number 9.
9.
Number 8, Summer Nights by Van Halen from the Sammy Hagar era.
Wow.
This song is fantastic.
Yeah.
This album is fantastic. It's a shame that we can't get them to figure things out and perform live.
So are they
with
definitely
Sammy.
not? They're definitely not performing.
Well, the reunion was apparently a lot more realistic than people thought. There was rumors. Apparently, it was a lot more realistic than people thought. And then I guess the Van Halen brothers kind of imploded and blew the whole thing up at the end. There was talk of a dual bill with them and the Foo Fighters going out and playing stadiums, including Giant Stadium, include all the big ones, with David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
They apparently want nothing to do with Sammy Hagar, which is what it is.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. You talk about a band that has the catalog that they have and is just sitting on the shelf, and they're not generating any money from touring. They would be huge right now if they went out.
Yeah.
Even if they did like a double bill where they did Sammy and David Lee, like think about that, right? Where you did a set with David Lee Roth and a set with Hagar.
Oh my God.
It would be
that
monumental.
Would be
But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Can't get along.
But just a good. This is where you know, Summer Breeze. The honorable mention was when you were a kid driving Little League.
Yeah.
This is when you were 18, driving around thinking you were cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably 9-ish, 10-ish at night.
Yeah.
Trying to get to wherever you're trying to go over the summer. Thinking about whatever you're thinking about, and
All right. Got it.
Number 7 is by admittedly a dark and, you know, for a lot of reasons, sound-wise, kind of in my wheelhouse. But most people probably have not heard this song. Dirty Black Summer by a band called Danzig. And Glenn Danzig was the lead singer of the Misfits, which is a famous punk group. It's just one of those, it chugs along, you know, heavy metal to the fullest.
Danzig, never even heard of him.
Yeah, I told you this one would be obscure.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just, it's the heavy metal, you know, this is the heavy metal Summer Isn't Always Awesome song, you know, like Dirty Black Summer. That's my number 7. It definitely doesn't sound like that, but it, you know, you may not even be able to find a coherent feed of it. Here we go. You know, and this riff-based heavy metal is my thing, and this is the summer song in my mind for that.
All right.
It's I'm sure we don't want to spend a lot of time on it. As I said, it's definitely my thing.
What was that, number 6?
That was 7.
7, all right.
Number 6, one everyone's gonna know, Boys of Summer, Don Henley, also covered by Black Flag, I think. They did like a punk version, a punkish version, like punk pop, Candy Cotton Punk, when all those bands came out for a short time with that sound. But everybody knows Boys of Summer.
Classic.
By an absolute genius of a musician in my mind.
Yeah.
Don Henley. Talk about churning out hit after hit after hit. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's regarded as that, but sometimes I feel like he's not. But just over and over and over. You were in a band like the Eagles, as big as they were.
Monster.
And then how often do you branch out and become, if not bigger, stay on that level, right? It's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
And he
did it.
his solo catalog is just as good as the Eagles catalog. He was very, very instrumental in writing, composing all the Eagles songs anyway.
And they went back on tour last summer, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Without Glenn Frey.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away. But if
Another legendary band.
with a legendary song
Yeah.
with Summer in it,
Yeah.
that's number 6.
Got it.
Number 5, we're halfway home.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's gone so fast. already.
Well, it's life.
It is.
That is life.
This is another. Everyone's heard this, knows it. Summer of '69, Bryan Adams.
Oh, yes.
Another guy who just banged out hit after hit.
Yeah.
Another one who I saw perform very recently, and is still
Crushing it.
fantastic. Still, I love his early stuff.
Yeah.
It was much more rock driven, but the guy still has the voice. He still looks great.
You know what's
And he can
interesting,
still
though?
perform.
When you see these guys and these women that have been around for so long, and when they start playing their hits, I just sometimes think about how tired are they of just singing these songs
Over and over
and
and over.
it just must become. And sometimes you can tell that they're just
Sure.
they're just mailing the song in.
But you know you have to do it.
Yeah,
Because
they
if he
have
goes
to.
up there and he plays 10 songs in a row that were either B tracks or deep tracks or some quote-unquote
Covers.
new stuff,
Yeah, new stuff or someone else's cover.
there'll be a riot.
Yeah,
And no one will ever go see it.
yeah.
So it's
The only
part
one
of the
that
gig.
I can tell you, the only one that does. I mean, I'm biased to Dave Matthews, but he's been playing this, and he crushes it every
Yeah.
night, and he changes up his set list, so it probably just keeps them fresh.
The last time I saw Dave Matthews
Yeah.
was at Jones Beach on the Long Island, 2011. And it was his second night, and he played nothing close to a hit.
Yeah,
Nothing close. And people, it looked like a longshoreman union strike. People were ready to just beat anyone up. There were just anger throughout the entire
Oh,
arena.
wow.
I could hear people talking about it.
yeah. Wow.
And he gets away with it, though, I think, because
He's got hardcore fans.
Yes.
And to hardcore fans,
Yes.
all of his songs are hits.
right,
So every song has meaning.
that's
the
the thing.
And you're waiting, and sometimes you don't hear songs
right.
ever live.
But there's people there who show up to hear Ants Marching
Yeah.
and Satellite
That's
and
right.
whatever
The
else.
old stuff, yeah.
And
Yeah.
he doesn't play it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's
Oh, they rarely play all those songs.
yeah.
Rarely. It's
So
a treat.
you can pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, but then you got Bruce Springsteen, who puts everything into every single song. He doesn't ever mail it in. You know,
He's a superhero.
He's a superhero.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
The guy's not human.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
The guy's not human.
Did you see his show yet on Netflix?
Yes.
I think it's Netflix or HBO.
No, Netflix.
It was Netflix.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. No, he's superhuman. What he can do on stage for 3+ hours every single. He's been doing that since he started.
Yeah, it's
But
incredible.
to still do it now,
Incredible.
Unreal.
And with that passion. All right, who do you have for number 4?
Number 4. This one's an anthem.
Yeah.
You're gonna know this one. "School's Out for the Summer"
Oh my god.
by Alice Cooper.
Oh my god.
Another guy in his 70s that
Still.
I saw him open up for Motley Crue 3 years ago, I guess it was, and he was probably 71.
Yeah.
And he was unbelievable. Still theatrical, still unbelievable. This is the song that, this is the one.
Incredibly smart human being.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Everything was 100% an act.
All theatrics.
Everything was theatrics.
Yep.
Did you ever see the show, The Mensch?
Yes.
About
agent.
his agent.
Yes.
Unbelievable
Yeah.
show, and it just gave a light to these guys. They never had a contract
No.
ever.
Ever.
They played golf all the time. What was his name? Shep. Incredible story.
I can't think of his last name.
Right, incredible
Yeah.
story. If you
And
ever
all
get
true.
it right, if you're listening, if you have not seen it, it's called Supermensch. It's on Netflix, and it's about the agent of Alice Cooper. And then he went on to do what? Then he had all the Food Network guys, but the one thing that Alice Cooper talked about is like when they were first starting out and touring, they didn't have enough money to pay some of the hotels, so they would skip it and go finish the tour and then backtrack to all the
Right.
hotels again and pay them all back.
Imagine that.
And this was right. just doing it. And then that's why Alice Cooper said the guy is the most stand-up, honest guy that you'd ever meet in the industry.
Right.
And when you have that, you build so many loyal fans and trusted. And he goes, we never had a contract. We've had a handshake for all those years. We never had to worry about that.
What was interesting to me is what his client roster became.
Right.
You know, he didn't necessarily stay in the rock and roll.
I think he had John Denver.
Yeah, he had all genres.
Yeah.
Then, like you said, some chefs. He had top to bottom. His roster is unbelievable.
Right. He brought Emeril Lagasse. He was the one who brought Emeril Lagasse. You know, and he pulled together some unbelievable. Did he tell the story about was it him who told the story? No, that was another agent. There's a great story about Elvis Presley. Anyway, there's another agent. It's not him. I'm mixing it all up. No fact.
Now you're just
I'm just rambling.
off the rails.
Oh, I'm off the rails.
Alice Cooper got you off the rails.
Alice Cooper, Shep. All right, what do we got next? What's number 3?
Now we're into the top 3.
All right,
this is where it
comes down.
This is where it all really comes together. This song, we're going to speed it back up a little more modern.
Yeah.
All Summer Long by Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Great tune.
Yeah.
Great tune.
Yeah.
I just learned recently that
I forgot he sang this song.
With
Yeah.
With the background of what song, original song is this?
Werewolf of London.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then he just, slides right in over the top.
Yeah.
I just recently found out that Kid Rock's family owns car dealerships in Detroit. That's what he I know he has that trailer park image thing going on, but he grew up okay. They own car dealerships. I gotta believe they were okay. I don't hate the guy. Still like him.
I think he's a great performer. He's just incredibly talented. He obviously lasted, so he did things right
100%.
business-wise.
100%.
He held on to his money, invested it, and a lot of people like him. A lot of people in the industry like him. He's a likable guy.
He did that thing where he was charging, I think, like $12 for concert tickets.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Just gets it.
Yeah.
He just a master.
Yeah.
You know?
And definitely smart.
Everything came together for him.
And think about it, he's such a chameleon.
Yeah.
Jumped into hip-hop world, jumped out into country, jumped into straight-ahead rock, jumped everywhere.
Yeah.
So...
A lot of layers.
Jumped into Pam Anderson. He just jumped in. That's what you do.
I think he fell in. He fell in.
I'm sure that's
he fell into that one.
I think that's more of a fall.
Yeah,
I agree.
What do you got? Number 2.
Number 2, this song is near and dear to me. It's one of my favorites of all time. It's been on other lists. It's from a movie that was part of my childhood. Cruel Summer by Bananarama.
Ooh.
Could have easily been number 1, but my number 1 was not even a question.
Ooh.
This could have been my 1. Easy, but it's not.
Bananarama. They were one-hit wonders. Maybe they had maybe a couple more songs.
They had a song called Venus, which was popular. Yeah. After that, it gets. But I mean, you can fly a lot of miles on one hit like this because this song is still, when you hear it, you know it.
Yeah.
You listen to it, you play it.
Yeah, it was part of our soundtrack, man.
It gets used.
It was our soundtrack to life, yeah.
I mean, if they own the publishing, they're doing fine.
They're all right? They're making money right now as we play this.
One of them was married to...
Kid Rock?
Yeah, right. Kid Rock fell into all that.
Fell into that, the banana cabana.
George Michael's partner in Wham, I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird for me because
really? And he was straight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They may even still be. I don't know that, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, talk about your all-time.
Yeah.
Your all-time hocus pocus.
Oh my gosh.
George Michael.
Wow.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many broken hearts were there?
Oh my gosh. Right.
I've mentioned this before, but George Michael was supremely talented.
Unbelievable.
As a singer.
Yeah.
As a songwriter. But as a singer,
incredible.
He was extremely talented.
Yeah.
I saw an interview where, and I don't remember who it was. It might actually have been Brian May, the guitarist from Queen, when they did the Freddie Mercury tribute concert. George Michael was one of the performers.
Yeah.
I think it was him that said he thought George Michael was the best singer there. And you're talking, that bill had everyone on it.
Everyone, yeah.
And he's probably not wrong. I mean, the guy was immensely talented. Then, whatever he was doing in men's bathrooms and whatever he was doing outside, it is what it is.
There's a great I'm a documentary guy for some reason.
I like him too.
Yeah. So it's called Hotel Ibiza, and it's a story about this gentleman who owned this really famous hotel in Ibiza before Ibiza became what it is today. Right?
Yep.
It's a celebrity spot. Back then, it was a place with Freddie Mercury and all the models and George Michael. They would all go there because it was a safe community, right? And they would just go up all there, and
No exposure.
they would swing for the entire. And so this guy had a documentary. He wrote a book about
Can you
it.
imagine that?
And it's a tell-all book. I mean, Mick Jagger, everybody from that time period, from the 70s and 80s, are in it. Yeah, write it down. It's called Hotel Ibiza. Unbelievable. Great documentary. All right. So that was number 2.
Which begrudgingly, it could have easily been my number 1, but
Yeah.
this one for me is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it down. I want you to cue it up first.
All right. I'll cue it up. You can talk about it, and I'll bring it in.
I mean, you're gonna know it as soon. You should know it.
I'm happy you put this in there. I was thinking that I didn't know if you would actually throw this song in because it may be a little bit too mainstream. And you like to go the other.
Streams. No, I have no
don't have
streams.
anything.
I like what I like,
Yeah.
and I'm not afraid to say that I like certain things. I mean, listen, Bananarama has been on 2 or 3 of my lists.
It's true.
I'm not afraid of anything.
You're not.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but
This is undeniably the best song with summer in the title.
yeah.
I mean, you can't get better. You can't get better. You can't.
I'm proud of you. I was hoping you'd go this direction.
It just has the whole narrative.
Yes.
It explains what would be a typical summer day.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
the smoothness of the song. You know?
It's like
It also contains it's performed by the guy I call the trifecta.
trifecta.
Will Smith.
He's done
done
TV movies.
He's done it all.
Yeah.
All 3.
Yeah.
He's the trifecta.
Yeah, he's a trifecta.
We can't sleep on DJ Jazzy Jeff.
No.
Who, took the back seat, but the guy did a lot.
He did.
Behind the scenes.
He
so
did.
This is the one that.
And they've been buddies since they were, 13, 14
I think
years
so.
old?
Yeah.
He took him along for that ride. All right?
There's
a reason why Will Smith is a superstar.
Correct.
And it just doesn't. There's a lot of talented actors.
Yes.
There's a lot of talented people out
Yes.
there. But just a solid human being.
You would think. You would hope.
I
think
at this
we're all
point,
cynical
I think
to an extent, but something would have come out. Something
at
would have
this
happened.
point,
Yeah.
At this point, I think he just keeps on. I think he just keeps on getting better and better and better and better.
It's. He made the number 1 of one of my lists. He should be proud of himself. That's why I look at
He
it.
played a great genie in Aladdin.
He did.
In the new version of Aladdin.
That's
the
what I
live
hear.
version. Unbelievable. Crushed it.
That's what I hear. This is the
Oh my God.
quintessential, to me, summer theme, song, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
When I hear this, my mind goes directly to images of summertime. Like there's nothing else my mind goes to.
Every year.
Yeah. So
And I think it just transcends generations and
yeah, this one won't go away.
yeah.
I don't think.
No.
I don't think so. But
Awesome. Top 10s, Chris. Top 10 songs with summertime in it. I think you hit it.
everyone out there, please do not hesitate. Send us ideas. I will put together a list. I know a lot about nothing important anyway, and I can put together a list. This one was not easy, but
No.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, you should be.
The concert list will be next episode.
Yeah.
Concerts that I've only seen in the summer. That's where it gets tough.
That is a good one, though.
So, but I feel like when I grew up, summertime was the time that there were many more bands on tour. There were many more festivals. There were many more. Then that whole thing died, and now it's back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
it's
was-
back.
Summertime was. I don't want to give any away. I don't want to talk about it, but I do want to mention. I do want to mention one thing.
Yeah.
This was what I wanted to wrap with today. This is a little movie review. All
right.
Movie review. I'm the trifecta. What am I talking about?
You are the
Music,
trifecta.
movies, we talk sports.
Yeah.
So, little movie review. I went to see the new Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
And I went to see it with the idea that I needed it to be better than the last one. Because I thought the last one was solid, just didn't blow me away. I thought it was good. This didn't blow me away. This new one, fantastic.
Home run.
Fantastic. I wish this one would have came out first. Doesn't matter. They nailed it.
Well, there you go.
Take your kids, take yourself. You'll enjoy it.
It's
promise you that.
2.5 hours of pure
entertainment. Pure entertainment. It's really good. They're going in a good direction. Marvel finally took over the rights to Spider-Man from Fox.
That's right, and they killed it.
This was their second go at it.
Yeah.
This was what it should be.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
do yourself a favor. It's definitely worth it.
Well, you're like Siskel and Ebert. You are the triple threat.
That's true. I might be the quadruple threat.
Thank you, Chris.
No, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. More info coming soon when we're going to be live at the Blue Horse in West Haven.
It is time we took this production on the road.
We are.
These walls can't even hold us
Today,
anymore.
West Haven. Tomorrow, Vegas.
The world. This studio can't hold us.
No.
I see the brick and mortar cracking when I look. Not because the building's old.
Yeah.
Just they can't contain us.
Okay.
So,
Thanks, everybody, for watching Sports Biz Podcast. The coach, and this is Rob. We'll see you next time from the University of New Haven, WNHU.
keep grinding it out.
Keep rambling on. Right?
Keep rambling on. That's right.
There it is. Summertime. Number 1.
Can't beat it.